Hello and welcome to an episode of Atomic Vinyl Reviews. My name is Jacob and today we've got an exciting unboxing video. And geez, I don't know why my camera always does this. It makes me look so bloody pale. I swear I'm not like blank paper white in real life. It's just my camera does this. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. No, I seriously mess around with the settings and everything. It does nothing to change that. It just chooses whatever, I don't know. Anyhow, today our unboxing is of some Playmates Godzilla vs. Kong figures, which I'm super excited about. Now, these finally showed up in Australia in stores. Last time I did a video about Playmates Godzilla figures in general, I always rave about how crazy it is that we actually have Godzilla figures in stores. Like, you can walk into K-Mart and there's a little section with Godzilla figures. It's awesome. Now, Playmates quality is a bit, you know, the most basic children toys that you can come up with, really. But we finally got some Godzilla vs. Kong ones and they look pretty sweet. Just to give an example, like this is the kind of thing that they were putting out of the classic Godzilla line. You can see there, where they look like bootleg Bandai vinyls for the most part and stuff like that. Now we've got some actual Legendary Pictures Monsterverse figures from them, so this is going to be really exciting. Now, these came in a box because when I actually went to the store, my local K-Mart, to find them, I couldn't. They didn't have the new ones. Well, they had some of them, but somebody actually bought a couple for me, and so I didn't actually need the ones that they had there. So I just decided, you know what, they have free postage online if you buy a certain amount of stuff. I'm gonna be doing this video in a few sections. I'm gonna actually, it's gonna be one video, this video, but I'm gonna film it in a couple of sections and cut them together. I'm gonna film the unboxing of this massive box here. You can actually, through this little peepee hole, you can already see some orange and blue signifying what we've got in here, which is great. But then I'm also gonna bring in, I'll probably film this tomorrow or when it arrives. I have actually two of these boxes arriving because they wouldn't let me order it all in one order, probably for postage reasons, so they could all have it sent in one box, I guess. So I had to split the order into two to get the two lots of figures, and they're all assorted, so I don't actually know whether they got me a good mix of stuff or the ones that I was aiming for or anything like that, which is a bummer. Like, within certain categories they're assorted, but yeah. So I'm gonna do this really quickly, just unbox this one, then I'm gonna finish filming, and then tomorrow I'm gonna finish filming the rest of this video when I get all of the figures, and then we can do like a proper comparison and good look at them all, and I'll take you through them all in more detail. But I actually gotta kind of rush this because I got stuff to do really soon after this, but I couldn't resist because by the time I'm gonna be back from everything it's gonna be dark, and I don't want to film this in the dark. You guys have seen my videos when I film at nighttime, and my lighting here is garbage, so best I do this now while there's daylight. So we'll just slice this. So my other goal is, if I do end up not getting a good mix of stuff, if I get doubles of anything, I might hold on to them for quite a while and then sell them off once you know, they're not as easily or readily available. Or what alternatively I'll do if I don't have the ones I'm looking for is I'll keep looking in physical stores until I luckily get a hold of them. That's the plan. Ooh. Here is what I guess is Kong. Ah, so here's Mega Kong. So this is the freaking huge one. It actually came with one of these safety doohickeys. I didn't know they would sell them with this. Alarm skillet. Okay, is this gonna go off if I try and open this guy? That's a concern. You'd think that they wouldn't post one of these out with this, but whatever. It's mine now. Oh, look at that. Mega Kong. That's pretty sweet. This thing is huge. Just for a comparison, here's the Skull Island Kong figure that they put out. It's like, you know, about 30 centimeters tall or thereabouts, so yeah, I think this thing is meant to be like 13 inches tall. It's nice and big. Quality-wise, looks about the same, to be fair. Interesting. Alright, let's keep going. Mega Kong. We have a little Warbat, or a, what's it called? Nazuki, I think? Should say on the packaging. Saying the packaging is a bit, bent up, but that's all fine. Ah, look at that. Nice. And he's got some wing damage and all that shit, so that's pretty sweet. Even though these, like, barely showed up in the episode, or the film for too long. And why does it have an osprey? That's kind of odd, because these things are on the Hollow Earth, and they didn't have ospreys in the Hollow Earth. They had those weird heaves, or hives, or whatever the hell they were called. Those, like, weird machines that look like Gamera flying from a distance. Let's see, they don't have Mechagodzilla shown on these boxes, which is odd. They didn't list Mechagodzilla on the website either in any of the pictures. So I was kind of worried, because I don't know if they're actually selling Mechagodzilla, or... Oh, I got 2 of these. I mean, that's not bad. There were 2 of them in the film, in that scene where Kong fights them, so it's not the worst thing having 2. But yeah, I hope I don't get another one of those in my next box, because there'll be a lot more of those. And for our last figure for today's unboxing, we got this guy here, Mega Godzilla, as opposed to Mechagodzilla. Wow. Nice. This guy is big. So, ooh, the big clear spines. I wonder what these will look like lit up. Let's try me. Let's do it. Oh, that's sweet. I like that. I kind of wish this one could be actually pretty cool for customization, maybe. Maybe I'll get another one. If we spray, well, not spray necessarily, but if you were to color the tips of these spines and just leave little, like, how his spines actually have sort of little patterns running the middle of them that actually glow, whereas the tips of his spines tend to not glow, that could be a cool mod you could do to this thing. Whether it would be, look good if I actually attempted, I don't know, but... Oh, there we go. I don't know how well the lighting is coming through on camera, but it looks pretty sweet in person. It's a bit sparse, but nice nonetheless, and apparently this guy shoots stuff, so that's pretty sweet. And he comes with a little soldier figure, apparently. Ah, nice. Oh my god, okay. So, yeah, that's not to scale, actually, that soldier figure. He's tiny, you can see him there. But that is not to scale. Person would be like the size of this guy's arm to Godzilla in this series. Anyway, I have the, what is this, the Jack-specific Godzilla King of the Monsters figure here, the big one. So we'll compare them here. So this one's meant to be the 13-inch scale one, whereas this one's more about, 12 inches. Yeah, looks about right. This one is slightly taller, but not by much. Not by much. I am also getting the giant Godzilla figure, so the 12-inch scale one as well. So that one we'll see shortly. Very cool. Oh my god, and I saw this thing blink. So these are actually activated. Why did they send me this? Is this gonna go off if I try and cut these? I'm kind of scared to do it. I won't do it today, but when we do open these up, I'm gonna do it. Oh dear. Anyways, I'll cut to my next unboxing right now, or my next set of figures, however they get to me. Okay, so it is the next day, and I've got a bunch of new figures to show off to you guys. So in the meantime, I managed to get a hold of these, so my girlfriend got these for me, so I'm really happy about that. She actually managed to find these in store. These are the giant Godzilla and Kong figures. So these are the approximately 30 centimeter tall 12-inch scale figures. Yeah, they look pretty cool. I'm gonna open these up a little bit later, but for now, just put them to the side, because we also have another unboxing. My next package from K-Mart arrived. Really exciting. So this one's gonna have more of the smaller figures in it, or the let's see, these scale ones. So I'm really hoping, fingers crossed, I don't get another one of these Warbat figures, because I don't need 3 of them or more, you know? I've already got 2 from the previous unboxing. Don't need more. Okay, let's do this. Let's see what we got. I really hope there's a Mechagodzilla in here. I don't know if they're selling Mechagodzillas, because again, in all the promo material on like the K-Mart website, there are no shots of Mechagodzilla, which might be to avoid spoilers, but like if they're selling the figures anyway, I don't really see the point of that, so, you know, maybe they just haven't imported them yet, maybe they'll come later, so we'll see. I do really want Mechagodzilla, like a nice big one if I can. But for now, let's see what we got in here. Much smaller box than yesterday. Yesterday's box was freaking huge. This thing's a nice cube-shaped box of decent proportions. Alrighty. I see a Kong. There we go. There's a Kong. Got bubble wrap that can go. Alright. 2 Kongs, a Godzilla, 2 Godzillas at least. Okay. That's promising. Let's have a look. So we got Kong with fighter jet. Very sweet. So there appears to be a fighter jet, and what is this? Maybe that's like battle damage. Oh, it is. It's part of his arm there. I'm just like looking at this thing being like, what is this little brown thing? There we go. Kong with fighter jet. So this is one of the, I think, 6-inch scale figures. About 15 centimeters tall, thereabouts. Sweet. So they did exaggerate the battle damage on these things quite a bit. This is not what happened in the film necessarily. I mean, Kong did get his chest all torn up when Godzilla was clawing at him, but not quite like that. These actually remind me quite a lot of some of the Jurassic Park figures from back in the day. They would have like removable bits of battle damage and stuff where you can see the meat and the bone under there. So that's pretty cool. I like that they're actually bringing back some sort of gore in their figures, in figures in general for stuff like this. So that's real sweet. Alright, here's the figures that we have in this line. So again, Mechagodzilla's not showing up in these pictures here. But we got Kong, Godzilla, the Skullcrawler, the Warbat, and another Godzilla. So that's real cool. I do really want a Skullcrawler, because I don't have a Skullcrawler in my collection at all. But I'm not seeing one as of yet. Maybe there's one under here, so let's put this to the side. Kong away. Got second Kong, which is Kong with Battle Axe. So yay, he is slightly different. This one's got an open mouth. Other than that, he looks identical, I think. The body looks the same. That's all good. I like that they actually have variants of the mouth and like the accessories. It does make these a bit more collectible. So there we go. There's his battle axe. So that's real sweet. I'm glad they got that there. Really cool. And there he is around the back. The paint is quite different in these promo images. In these photos here, he's got like a white grey beard, and the paint on his fur is a bit different, whereas it's I think it's a little better in the actual figure. It looks more faithful to the film. He's got like brown hair. He's not quite grey yet. So that's a bit more accurate. Looking cool. Yeah, I like it. Looks like he's nice and articulated, so we'll mess around with that later on. And what else have we got? We got our Godzillas. Looks like we got 2 Godzillas and another Kong with battle axe. So they are doubled up. That is a shame, but that's the kind of issue that I had with buying these things online. You don't get to choose which particular ones you get. They're assorted, so that's a bit of a bummer, but whatever. We do have some double up, so I'm gonna still, maybe I'll order another set of them, and then I'll just have a bunch to resell in the future. Like that could work fine. Anyhows, this Godzilla, much like the huge one here, the Mega Godzilla, has transparent blue spines, sort of symbolizing or representing his atomic breath. There we go, look at that. Looking nice. We got the big battle damage in his chest. Again, not accurate to the film. Like, people were speculating when these toys came out before the movie did, that was like, you know, Kong was gonna do that with his axe or something, but nah. Godzilla pretty much stays intact during the movie. He does get a little bit charred on his chest from Mechagodzilla's beam at one point towards the end, but nothing like that. That's so really extreme. I am kind of bummed out I didn't get the version of Godzilla with the radio tower that they have on the back over here. That one looked really cool, so I'm gonna try and get that one as well as that one, and a Mechagodzilla eventually. So that's gonna be on the list. But for now, this one looking pretty cool. Godzilla with heat ray, so he does come with an atomic beam part. I do really like that he comes with that. Yeah, these are really sweet. They do actually come with a lot of little accessories, which is always a joy. Like I said, there's a second one of these, so now I have two to choose from. I'm probably, like I said, gonna sell one of these off in the distant near... I don't know when. We'll see. Eventually, maybe. Maybe I'll just hold on to it for collectability. I'm glad I still got a Godzilla in this scale, so now I have one in all the different Playmates scales, which is really cool. And finally, last thing in this box, one more Kong with Battle Axe. So we've already seen this one. So I think Kong Jet Fighter. Yeah, I think that I have both for the Kongs. I don't know if there's any more Kongs. They're just Battle Axe and Fighter Jet. But yeah, still pretty sweet. What I think I'm gonna do, since I unboxed all of these, there's a lot of these figures, and this video is not super long for my videos as of yet, but I don't want this video to be like an hour. So what I'm thinking about doing is I'm gonna do a second video after this, where I'm actually going to do a review of all of these. Nothing too extreme and in-depth. I mean, if you guys really... You know what to expect with these Playmates figures, if you got any of them. Even, even the nice big ones like this. If you guys have, like, the Jack-specific figure from King of the Monsters, this thing here, you know what to expect. Although I do have some things to say about these two figures compared to each other, because they are not the same either, but they're very similar in a lot of ways. I'm gonna do a video where I actually do a full review of these things, like try and review all of them in the one video. We'll see how that goes. Knowing myself, I'll ramble for much longer in that video than I really should, and it'll be very long, but I'll try and keep it concise. We'll see. Before I close off this video, what I actually want to do is I want to try and unbox some of these from their actual boxes. So especially the ones where I have double ups, I don't really mind unboxing them and having them loose. I am going to keep the boxes if I can. As a Godzilla collector, I feel it's kind of my responsibility to keep these boxes in good shape for future generations, because I know like 90% of people who buy these are just going to trash these. They are just, kids' toys for all intents and purposes. But first, I'm going to try and unbox the massive figures. The really big ones with the safety alarm on them. Oh man, I'm scared that these things are gonna go off. But, I mean, okay. I'm gonna try and be sneaky about this and try and just slip it off of him without cutting anything, because I think it's possible. I can get this top bit off. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Okay, I got it off without cutting anything, because I really don't want this thing to start beeping on me, because I have literally no idea how to stop it if it were to start, and that's not something I need right now. But now I have this weird doowacky to play with later on. Maybe I can open it up, see what's in it, use some of the electronics in some project. Who knows? But here we go. Our Mega Godzilla. So I'm just gonna cut his zip ties and free this beast. Oh, he has quite a lot of these zip ties actually. And this box is constructed in a manner that you can't really cut them from underneath or from the back or anything, kind of like some Bandai King series figures or anything similar. Okay, got them all. Well, aside from his tail. There he is. There's the box of all its cut zip ties. It's got his little accessories in there, and his tail. His tail looks really stumpy, by the way. So I'm guessing this tail is not accurate as compared to some other figures. Okay, there it is. So he's still got the try-me thing on him. It's just kind of wedged between his legs there. We can just leave that for now. Ah, look at that. So, oh, they actually covered, this guy had screw holes and they covered it up from the back. Look at that. That is sneaky. Ah, so just like the Jack Specific, if we bring him in, this guy has screw holes all running through his sides there. But this guy here, the new Playmates one, the really big one, he's got all these screw holes here too, and they covered it up in a slightly different color of plastic, which is irritating me, because, why? This thing is really cheaply made, like you can just tell by the look of it. That's, you know, it's to be expected with stuff like that, but still, like, really they had to use a slightly darker, slightly more shiny type of plastic to cover these little dots. I don't know. Seems kind of like they could have done better there, but whatever. Got his tail here, so it looks like it's going on a ball joint here. Very similar to like a NECA figure's tail. And yeah, that's a short tail. I hope this goes on without snapping anything. I might have to heat it if it doesn't. It's kind of rubbery too, so this back piece is a rubbery plastic. There we go. So now he has his tail. They definitely made his tail shorter. If we take a look again at the very big Jack Specific one, the 30 centimeter height one, this one is quite accurate, despite being, you know, very lacking in details across the body. But he has a nice long tail, whereas this guy here has a stumpy little tail. Actually a lot shorter than this one, despite this one actually being a little bit bigger. So we can put them side by side like that. Interesting. So this one here is actually about, it's kind of the same size as this figure here. It looks like it's the same height, but some of the details are smaller on this one, like the face or the head and some features. Whereas you have this figure here, where the faces are almost identical in size. The body is slightly bigger, and stuff like the arms are definitely bigger, and the spines. So there's little bits of scaling that's a little bit weird between these figures, but that's interesting. This guy looks real cool outside the box. Ah, nice. The detailing on this guy, I will say, is quite lacking in some areas. I mean, it's to be expected if, you know, you've seen photos of it. Like, look on the chest there. It's so smoothed out. Whereas even this guy here, the Jack Specific, which already is lacking in detail work, has a lot more details there and some like dry brushing in the paint. But yeah, interesting comparison. And we can probably just, yeah, pull the try me tag out. No more trying me. He's ready to rock and roll. Very cool. Okay, let's see if we can get the Kong figure out. Again, I'm gonna do a review of these guys so you can see these much better in my next video. I'm not going to be in frame in that video. We're just going to film just the figures themselves, kind of how I've been doing some of my other reviews recently, like the Megalon X Plus figure or the Rocket Pro Gamera figure that I got recently. Those sort of reviews, I kind of like the style where you just see the figure and I'm off screen, because I kind of want to keep the unboxings to me being on screen, but the actual reviews of the figures to just focus on the figures themselves. Nice. Gotta love a big, huge Godzilla. These bright blue spines. Ah, sweet. Try this again just to get this off, because it seems to be possible. If we get the top one off, the rest... Yeah, there we go. Ah, this thing was almost entirely useless because it is so easy to get off, as it turns out. Oh, okay. Thanks, Kong. It just came to life there. Yeah. Okay, so unlike Godzilla with his button, this guy roars when you turn him? Yeah. And his eyes turn red as well, that's really cool. Not that his eyes did that in the film, but I guess since they had Godzilla with his glowing spines and glowing eyes, they wanted to get Kong to kind of glow as well, which is pretty sweet. This guy's got jaw articulation, which I have mixed feelings on, because I think he looks fine. He looks pretty cool with his mouth closed like this. When you open it, especially from the side, it looks like this creepy puppet. and it just doesn't feel right. His jawline, just with the the hair and the sculpt broken up in that way, it just doesn't. I'm not a big fan of that. That's cool. Anyhow, I'm just gonna free him from his little cardboard prison. Ah, much easier to get out than the Godzilla figure. He only had 3 zip ties holding him in. So I'll put his box down. I know he has his axe in his box. We can get that out later. But for now, we can look at the figure himself. He is chunky. I don't think he's necessarily taller than the previous Kongs we've had from Playmates. Like the, what's it called? The Skull Island Kong. He's not much taller, but he's very chunky. He's very broad feeling, especially his freaking arms. Look at these things. Again, he is very cheap feeling. Like the sculpt is pretty smooth on him. The joints and everything are very, very obvious on him. He's not built with much elegance, but for a kid's toy, it's pretty sweet. Look at that. And he does actually have quite a bit of articulation in his arms, which is really refreshing to see for one of these things. Though his head just has this kind of weird spinny move that it does. His jaw does open like I showed before, but I do prefer it closed. Got a much better look to it like that. And his legs appear to have no articulation, which is really odd, considering his actual torso can move. And it activates the roar. This is pretty sweet. Oh, you can activate the roar for the button too. That's cool. Lots of different ways to get that roar going. And yeah, nice big arms on this thing. Ah, look at that. We can compare him to the slightly smaller version here, the Giant Kong, as opposed to the Mega Kong. And yeah, there are quite a bit different. This guy doesn't have the same articulation points as this thing either, which is interesting too. So this is a bit more of a simpler figure, but both are pretty sweet. We can compare them to some of like the little versions, just to give you guys an idea. I like this thing. Very cool. Anyway, guys, that's my little unboxing. Oh, jeez, I look so pale. Freaking camera. Anyway, guys, that's my little unboxing of a bunch of Playmates Godzilla vs. Kong figures. I would like to go into more detail about these things, but I really want to save it for like a review of these things, which I am going to work on really shortly, and that'll probably be my next video that I'll have out. I also need to go see the film again, because as of now, I've only seen it twice. And you guys have seen, hopefully you've seen my initial reaction review to seeing it, and that one was quite, how would I put it? I was quite harsh on the film in that video. But I feel like perhaps if I see it a few more times, I might warm up to a lot of aspects of the film. But in general, I did have a lot of fun with it. Like, I can't hate a movie that's got, giant monsters smashing things. That's just too awesome to hate. But I do feel like the film does have a lot of holes in it, even for like a a dumb, fun, campy action kaiju movie. I feel like there's some things that it could have really expanded on and stuff like that. But the action in that movie, real cool. Godzilla and Kong in that movie, really cool. Just the monsters in general were pulled off so well. Visually, all those scenes were absolutely stunning, so I definitely need to go see it for that. So yeah, that is it for this little unboxing. Up to see you in my next video, which again will be a full review of all of these guys here, and maybe if I'm lucky I can find some more. Maybe I can find a Mechagodzilla. Until then, may all your vinyl be irradiated vinyl. Over and out. Bye.